Here we go, starting it out, baby. Hello, didn't see you there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's like in Warlord, the red-faced stash. How are you all doing? Competition has started. The meta is still the same. Uniforms, blue steel, cake, and wine. If you're so daring, wine whooped my butt. So I'm back on uniforms again. Just wanted to go over a wool rush with you guys that doesn't involve uh, gasoline production, since we have the new buff now where you get 999 gas starting out. I wanted to kind of show a wool rush layout that I'm using to accumulate cash, and as I'm doing that, I'm also building out my final build. So I'm using the same layout as last week, which you can see in the video I just posted. I got another two-sided river again, a little bit better spot this time. I'm close to New Orleans, which actually there's a land bridge right here, which is kind of cool. If I could put a truck on that left side of my map, I would be a lot faster. I kind of thought I'd be selling here to Atlanta, but it's actually faster for me to sell to New Orleans. And there's no time difference between having my express depot down here and having my express depot over here. I've tried, but I did add a second trade depot because I'm selling faster than my timer. Um, as you can see here, I've got my town coin ready to collect. A small update for you. Apparently, my wheat stand is now worth 20. So if I go here and I click on this, you can see here my bit true wheat is now worth 20. My Mr. Puddles is still worth 10. Regular wheat stand worth 5. Express depot worth 1. So that is interesting. Again, as they've stated, the town coin value is going to fluctuate depending on the on-chain rarity. So the more of something that ends up being bought or being put on the chain, the less valuable it's going to be. That's why the Express Depot is so low, because there's an infinite number of those. You get one of those every time. Every time there's a new Gala Gold member, there's a new Express Depot, so it's not near as valuable. I'm going to go ahead and turn my lumber mills back on. Um, what I'm doing right now, I didn't film any of this, but I have other videos where you can see this process. But essentially, I just clear out this whole side and fill it with sheep pins. I put my paved roads already in because I know this is where they're going to go, so I didn't waste any time with that. I left these non-paved, these just dirt roads, because I'm not actually going to leave it like this. I'm going to make it rows of 3. So I haven't had a chance to do that yet, which is why that's still dirt. But you can see I have all of these ranchers, and the end goal in a wool rush would be to turn all of those into ATVs. So I'm going to have a wall of ATVs along here, um, and they're going to go all the way up around here. So we have ATVs all along here, and then eventually I'll bring my cotton in once I start doing uniforms. But again, I'm not really worried about that right now because I'm just trying to push my wool out. As I go, I'll transition my my lumberjacks into logger houses to speed up the wood production. And eventually I'll start wearing down on the number of sheep pens that I have right here. But for now, I'm fairly happy with it. I'm producing around 10 wool a minute, give or take, somewhere in there. And that's with just ranchers. I got it up to 10 wool a minute with just ranchers. So once I get the ATVs, it'll obviously speed things up, which will be nice. I'm going to go ahead. I need 2 more lumber to get this second power plant done. And once I have that done, I will continue removing these wind turbines and putting them into to the oil pumps. So for those of you that don't know, to produce energy, you have a wind turbine. And when you're doing, if you look at some of the other videos I have, the whole process of transitioning to making money is getting to where you're selling wool from feed, from wheat, and then use that to get enough money to build your gasoline production. Well, now that you don't have to do that, you can focus on just going to that product that you're going to sell for your rush. In my case, it's wool because I have wheat stands. If you're doing a sugar rush or a flour rush or a salt rush or a grape rush, whatever rush you choose, that's what you're going to focus on. Now, my plan is on these days off from the weekly, I'm going to try and make videos for you guys of a certain type of rush. In all fairness, I should be able to get 2 out in that time off, maybe 3, depends on how busy I get on that Sunday and Monday. Um, but I'd like to eventually get those out to you. Uh, I've had questions for a lot of different other videos, and I'm going to do my best to film those with the build that I'm doing in the weekly if I can. If I can't, I'll do it with the other server. I've considered making a second account just to film with, but it seems like it's more of a hassle than it's worth. Um, but yeah, as always, if you've got any questions on anything, just leave it below or message me on Discord. You know, I'm usually pretty good at answering. Um, so basically, if you were doing something else or you weren't doing wood, weren't doing uniforms, you know, this river gives 5 passive. In this location gives 4, this location gives 3, this location gives 2, and this location gives 1. And the same goes for this river. This river gives 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 water. So hypothetically, what you could do if you were doing just a pure wool rush, you could essentially have this row, have this all be a road, and you could have just sheep going along both sides, and you know that would be a whole lot. The thing is, you have to worry about distance for them to travel to get to the troughs, the distance for the workers to get to it. So having it all on one side like this kind of consolidates it. But I mean, still, I'm getting around 9 to 10 wool a minute. Can't complain on that. The loggers are slowing me down because they have to go bring the wood to each sheep pen, and then go bring it all the way to the lumber mill. So again, as I transition to loggers, that'll speed things up. As a matter of fact, okay, now that my power plant's up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this guy into a logger house. Well, I got you guys on the line, and I'm going to turn this rancher. For those of you that haven't seen the new update, whenever you click on a building, it puts a little red marker over the head of whatever worker that is. So in this case, I clicked on this ranch house. Now, if I were to demolish her ranch house, that wool that she has in her hand would go away, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow her with the little red marker, and I'm going to wait till she drops it off at the storehouse, and then I'm going to demolish her house after that, and then she'll be gone. So they added that in, which is super handy because man, that was the worst. Like especially with something valuable like wool, you click on it. See, now she's got nothing in her hand. I'm going to go ahead and remove it, and I'm going to put an ATV there. It happened so many times, man. That was like heart wrenching. So you see, I just sold that wool. I'm going to let the auto script sell on this other trade depot now, and get that pushed out. So it's a minute 7. It's a bit slower. It's 49 seconds with the express depot. Right now, I'm making energy so that when I go to build, my ATVs and my logger houses and my fabric plants and my other power plants, I don't have to worry about having energy right now. I'm going to go ahead and look back at my old build for a second. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 over from this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to be putting a lumber mill, lumber yard here. Go ahead and put that in, just so I have a little extra wood storage. My lumberjacks are not fast enough to keep up, so after this guy makes his lumber, I'm going to shut him down just for now. As I start to transition. So okay, real quick, in case you don't know, you see how he produced the lumber and he's walking with it? I can still go to him, click craft, and turn off his production of the craft, and he'll still go bring the lumber. It's not like he'll stop what he's doing when I stop him from producing. So for instance, if it's like the power plant here, right? They're gonna go put the battery up. Now watch. I'll do an example of it. power plant, right? She's gonna go pick up a crude oil from this, okay? Now watch, I'm gonna let her pick it up, but then I'm gonna click craft, and when I click craft and stop, she's gonna go put it back and then go home. So see how she's got it in her hand now? I'm gonna click stop, and she's gonna go put it back. Right? Does that make sense? You can basically stop them, and they'll go put up whatever craft or items in their hand before they continue on what they were doing. So it's a way for you to, not have to worry about wasting. I'm going to turn him off and put him on gas. This is my normal power plant setup for gasoline production. You got 2 power plants, and in the middle you've got one refiner that's producing gasoline, and then the refinery on the right side, or the one without a power plant on each side, is producing petroleum. The passive water barrel production from these water pumps gives me 2 water barrels here and gives me 1 water barrel here. So that's how you're able to produce the gasoline and petroleum. So I'm continuing to keep the oil pumps right now, just so I can keep my energy production up, like I said. Originally, though, you can't produce energy with crude oil at first because you need a power plant for that. And to make a power plant, you got to have energy already. It takes 5 energy to make a power plant, which is where the wind turbines come in. So I basically just stacked a bunch of wind turbines along here to be able to produce as much energy as I needed to make the power plant. So that's what I've been kind of waiting on. And as soon as I kind of got that going, that's when I decided to film this so I could show you guys. All right, so my first logger is about to be made. There we go. Logger's done. You can see here, I've got all the lumber and energy I need. I need, what, 2 more lumber? Look, they got it right there. Okay, awesome. So, I am going to, let's see. I need some more wood. You see, I ran out of wood when I started producing lumber. It's because I don't have enough movement to get the wood over to the lumber mills in a timely fashion. So what I'll probably do first is put in my power plant that feeds the lumber mills, and then start putting in fabric plants after that. But yeah, it's going well. This was what I consider a wool rush. I mean, I could expand this out. I could keep filming and show you guys. What I'll probably do is, before I upload this video, I'll convert most of my ranchers into ATVs and convert all of my loggers, or all my lumberjacks into loggers, just to kind of show you what I've got. And then from there, I'll make another video and attach it onto this one so you can see kind of not a before and after, but like a mid to a final build setup. So just to give you a different angle on it, I've got all my wood growing down here, and I got my sheep pens, which I'm going to turn these, boom, like that, and they're all going get. Oh, that's something I need to do. I forgot. Okay, yeah. I forgot to do this. We're gonna demo this trough and put a feed mill here. Forgot to do that. But to do that, I'm gonna need wood. So once this guy's done producing, I'm gonna take him off and make him not produce lumber anymore. So back to this view, so you guys can see. Essentially, it's gonna be all letting the cell happen. It's going to be ATVs all along here, because those only cast 1 shade. And then it'll be ATV here, 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 and here. And then I'll have all my logger houses and all that dispersed evenly in between. It's going to look just like the last build. I'm not going to change anything up. I'm just going to play with the ratios of what I have. So I got a whole lot more time to get it done this time. So let's check the leaderboard real quick. 75. Woohoo! All right. So I'm falling down because I'm only producing wool right now. Once I start producing wool yarn, that will crank up. But let's stop this guy from making lumber. Boom, there we go. Now I'll get some wood. And yep, that's it, guys. Like I said, I'll be back. I'm going to turn all these into secondary buildings. and then I'll film that and I'll show you guys. But as always, that's it. I appreciate you watching. Any questions and comments you got, leave them below. Answer them to the best of my ability. Hit me up on Discord, the usual. Appreciate you watching. Thank you. Good luck this week, and I'll see you in the next part of the video. Here we go. I think we can see everything. Let me turn that down a little more because we hate that noise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. It's Lycan Warlord, the Stash, coming to you live, bumping his microphone. I promised another video on the backside of this other part, and I'm going to give it to you. It's not going to be what I wanted, but I'm in a rush, so this is what you're going to get. We're just going to quickly look at my build on Citadel, and this is basically what I had in... wait, y'all looking at the wrong one. Haha, here we go. Alright, this is the build layout. Let me see, let me scroll up. There we go. Let me zoom in a little more. Okay, so essentially this part of the wool rush that I was doing, I basically just had a bunch of sheep pens, and I have the wheat stand, so they were pumping out feed. If you're doing this on your own without wheat stands, you're just gonna throw in, probably cut off all of this right here, shove that over, or just not use it, and put your cotton over there. And then you need a silo. You need some farmers to harvest the wheat for you. So you definitely wouldn't have as many of these feed mills, but again, you can put silos by the feed mills, and they're not going to affect anything. You can put buildings by the feed mills; it's not going to affect anything. It's just the crops that would be affected by that. So keep that in mind. Essentially, I was just pumping out wool so I could get further along the build because I don't have to worry about gas anymore. Which I added in gasoline. You can see it in the early part of this video. I added in gasoline, but that was just bad habits. You don't really need that. You do need the power plant to make making lumber easier. So you do kind of need power plants at least to get your higher end buildings going. And then obviously if you're doing uniforms, you need power for the fabric plants. So, you know, that part wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but I didn't need to be making gasoline. And I'm glad I did, because I ended up moving. This is the fuel tank that I originally got when I started. I ended up moving all my fuel down here to this lower one. And when I did that, I lost, the 500-600 that was in there. So I've been producing my own gas and stuff, which that's what's in the background right there. This little teeny tiny corner over here that you can see. But I'll give you a little sneak peek. You ready? Sneak peek? Sneak peek? Where's it at? Sneak peek? Oh, you can see my build, can't you? Sucker. No, well, I'll make another video about my build. It's basically the same thing as last week. So anyway, I'm going to upload this code in the description below so you guys can see it. I got stuff to do, but I'll be back later with some more videos. I'll pump out at least 3 more this week, so bear with me. Good luck on the weekly competition. I hope you're doing well. I think I'm still in the top 200. Want to look? Let's look. 195. All right, 195. So maybe top 200 finish this week. Should be top 100 in all fairness, but I didn't get my build done in time, so per usual. But anyway, thank you for watching. Comments, questions, anything, leave them below. I read all of them. If I don't answer you within a day, message again, because I probably just didn't see the notification. So hit me up on Discord, and we'll keep this communication line going. Thank you as always for watching. I am Lycan Warlord, the Stash. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys.